Welcome everyone to our first assessment of the top 100 returning players. Now, just to be clear, this list is based exclusively on performance metrics and our custom adjusted efficiency model factors in strength of schedule, giving us a true measure of impact. So, how are these rankings built? Well, they're focused on players we expect to return to college. Now, a few of these top 100 players are still floating around in the transfer portal. We'll definitely update the list as those situations get sorted out. Quick note, this list is only for returning Division I players. It's strictly based on the numbers, so no incoming freshmen or international prospects just yet. That means no Cameron Boozer at Duke, no Mihailo Petrovic at Illinois, and no Darren Peterson at Kansas. But don't worry, all of those guys, they'll probably show up in the top 25 when we start projecting their ratings in future pieces of freshmen and internationals, just like we do every year. For the full article with the complete top 100, keep an eye on the resourcenexus.com next week and stay tuned because eventually we'll drop our full top 600 list. That's the magic number we've found to truly represent the most impactful players in the sport. And that's the foundation. Every top 100 team needs a couple of, we'll also build out those team rankings and lists over the next few weeks. So make sure you check back and give us a follow. You know the drill. Let's get into it. Number 1, J.T. Toppin, 6'9", Texas Tech, rated 6.7 in our adjusted efficiency model. Toppin takes the number 1 spot. He averaged 18.2 points, 9.4 rebounds. Oh, and he posted a monster 32.1 PER. He even held his own defensively with a 95 defensive rating. And let's not ignore the bag. The $4 million man. If anyone in college hoops is worth that kind of money, it's Toppin. His impact speaks for itself. Number 2, Trey Kaufman-Renn, 6'9", Purdue. He comes in with a 6.3 rating. Kaufman-Renn averaged 20.1 points, 6.5 rebounds. His PR was a strong 27.0. He's a skilled interior scorer, and he made a major leap last year. Biggest knock, the defensive rating, not great. That dinged him a little. But overall, the good still massively outweighs the bad. Number 3, Braden Smith, 6 foot. He scored a 5.6 in the model. And in 36 games last season, Smith put up 15.8 points, 8.7 assists, and 4.5 rebounds, one of the best playmakers in the nation. He ran the show for Purdue with elite vision, just an outstanding pairing with Kaufman-Renn. They complement each other perfectly. Number 4, Graham Ike, 6'9", Gonzaga. He averaged 17.3 points, 7.3 rebounds. Here's the wild part. He did that in just 23 minutes a game. His PER, 32.1 offensive rating, 128.9. Defensive rating, 95.9. A force in the paint with soft hands, and the efficiency to match. Number 5, Otega Oweh, 6'4", Kentucky. Also at 5.6 in the model, Oweh comes in 5th overall. He put up 16.2 points, 4.7 boards, tough as nails, downhill driver with a physical edge. Number 6, Bruce Thornton, 6'2", Ohio State. Thornton checks in with a 5.5 rating. Last season, 17.7 points, 4.6 assists, 3.4 rebounds. He's the kind of steady hand you want running the show. Efficient shooting splits. Number 7, Richie Saunders, 6'5", BYU. Comes in at 5.4 in our model. Averaged 16.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 1.6 assists. But it's the efficiency that jumps out. 131 offensive rating, over 43% from 3. Just a complete plug-and-play guy who fits with anyone and lifts winning. Number 8, Alex Condon, 6'11", Florida. Put up 10.6 points, 7.5 boards, and 2.2 assists. He was a key part of Florida's championship-caliber frontcourt. Rebounds, passes, finishes. Does all the things you want from a modern big. Number 9, Chad Baker-Mazara. He's the top uncommitted name left in the portal. PR was 20.6. Elite shooter, nearly 39% from deep, almost 89% from the line. He's also a heck of a defender. The only knock, fouls, mental lapses, just needs to rein it in a bit. But this dude's 26 years old, in the absolute prime of his career. Wherever he lands, he's going to make a real impact, no doubt about it. 10, Joseph Tugler, 6'8" forward, Houston. Tugler earns the 10th spot with a 5.3 adjusted efficiency rating. He averaged 5.5 points, 5.9 rebounds, finishing with a 20.2 PER. He doesn't put up eye-popping stats, but his impact is undeniable. Tugler led the nation with an 87 defensive rating and was a monster on the boards. With Roberts gone, his role should grow, and he might be the best defender in the country. 11. Thomas Haw, 6'9" forward, Florida. Hoff ranks 11th. In 40 games last season, he averaged 9.8 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 2.2 assists with a 22.0 PER. A versatile forward, Hoff brought efficient scoring and solid rebounding to Florida's front court while also offering strong passing for his position. 12. Joshua Jefferson, 6'8", forward, Iowa State. He put up 13.0 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 3.1 assists with a 23.3 PER. His shooting efficiency isn't elite, but he's a versatile contributor and an elite defender. He finished third in defensive rating 2 years ago at St. Mary's and 11th nationally last year at 92. 13. Tomislav Ivasic, 7'1" forward, Illinois. He averaged 13.0 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 2.3 assists with a 22.0 PER. Playing alongside his brother next season could be both fun and productive. 14. Terrace Reed Jr., 6'10" forward, Connecticut. He put up 9.6 points, 7.3 rebounds, in only 19 minutes a game with a stellar 30.1 PER. He shot 67% from the field and made his presence felt on both ends. With Samson Johnson gone, Reed should finally get the minutes he earned last year. 15. Keshawn Murphy, Auburn. Murphy lands at 15 with a 5.2 adjusted efficiency rating. He averaged 11.7 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 1.6 assists, posting a 24.6 PER. Physical and efficient around the rim, Murphy was also a top-tier defender, second best defensive rating on Mississippi State behind Matthews. Bruce Pearl knows how to develop bigs, and this is his Broom replacement. 16. Emmanuel Sharp, 6'3" guard, Houston. Sharp checks in at 16 with a 5.1 adjusted efficiency rating. He averaged 12.6 points, 3.0 rebounds, with a 20.0 PER. A deadly shooter, Sharp hit 40.7% from deep and 86.8% from the line. After a tough turnover in the championship game, expect a bounce-back season. 17. Zuby Ejiofor, 6'9" forward, St. John's. He posted 14.7 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 1.6 assists with a 24.6 PER. He shot 58% from the field and was a force on the glass. While his range is limited, his all-around production gave St. John's a real interior presence. 18. Devin McLaughlin, 6'7" forward, Vanderbilt. McLaughlin ranks 18th with a 5.1 adjusted efficiency rating. He averaged 10.3 points, 7.9 rebounds with a 23.4 PER. Efficient, 57% from two, McLaughlin contributed as a scorer, rebounder, and solid defender for Vanderbilt. 19. Devin Royal, 6'6" guard, Ohio State. He averaged 13.7 points, 6.9 rebounds, finishing with a 20.8 PER. He shot 53% from the field, making significant contributions to Ohio State's offense and rebounding efforts. 20. Darian Williams, 6'6" guard. He averaged 15.1 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 3.6 assists with a 21.6 PER. He shot 43.9% from the field, 34.0% from beyond the arc, and 84% from the free throw line. contributing across multiple facets of the game. As of now, he remains undecided in the portal. 21, Farrell Payne, 6'9" forward. He averaged 10.4 points, 5.1 rebounds at Texas A&M with a strong 25.1 PER. He shot 64% from the field, although his free throw shooting was a bit of a concern at 58%. Despite possibly limited minutes under Buzz Williams, Payne's per-minute production and advanced metrics suggest that he could be one of the most impactful transfers in the country if given a bigger role. 22, Josh Hubbard, 5'11" guard. Hubbard ranks 22nd with a 4.7 adjusted efficiency rating, averaging 18.9 points, 2.1 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, finishing with a solid 19.7 PER against a top 20 strength of schedule. While his offense is efficient, his size and 113 defensive rating limit his overall value. He will need a strong defense and quality bigs behind him. 23, Jason Edwards, 6-foot guard. He averaged 17.0 points, 2.0 rebounds, and 1.3 assists at Vanderbilt. While he was a scoring machine last season, his limited minutes, 25 per game, with 9 games off the bench, held him back, averaging 27 points per 40 minutes on 58% true shooting in the SEC. He has the potential to be a top scorer with the right opportunity. 24, Yannick Conan Niederhauser, 6'11" forward, Penn State, averaging 12.9 points, 6.3 rebounds per game, 2.3 blocks a game, leading the Big Ten. His shooting efficiency was impressive with a 61.1% field goal percentage, and his PER is 24.3. An unexpected rise in his efficiency from a 17 PER to a 24 after coming from the MAC to the Big Ten is one of the more surprising developments I've ever seen. This while upping his minutes as well from 19 to 25. He rolled in from the MAC and started dominating the Big Ten at a greater rate than he did the MAC. 25, Nolan Winter, 7-foot center, Wisconsin. Winter, likely a controversial inclusion, drives Wisconsin's team value with a 136 offensive rating and a 102 defensive rating, the best on the team. He averaged 9.4 points, 5.8 rebounds. His effective field goal percentage stands at 64.0% with a PER of 23.1. 26, Jacoby Gillespie, 6'2" guard, Tennessee. Last season, he averaged 14.7 points, 4.8 assists, and 2.8 rebounds, posting a solid 21.1 PER at Maryland. Known for his reliable shooting, he made 40.7% of his three-pointers and has been consistent on both ends of the floor, making him a valuable asset. 27, R.J. Luis, 6'6" guard. Luis, who is undecided and may stay in the draft, holds a 4.6 rating, ranking 27th. He posted 18.2 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 2.0 assists per game over 35 games last season with a 21.3 PER. A versatile scorer and strong rebounder for his position, Luis made a big impact with his all-around play and steady shooting efficiency. He may return to college, likely for a higher financial benefit, but his recent tournament benching by Rick Pitino could influence his decision. 28, Keba Keita, 6'8", BYU. Last season, he averaged 7.4 points, 7.9 rebounds, with a 23.4 PER. Known for his efficiency around the basket, Keita shot 67.3% from the field. He made a significant impact as a rebounder and rim protector. And with a 130 offensive rating and 99 defensive rating, he's poised for a larger role this season after Fousseyni Traore's departure. 29, Owen Freeman. Freeman boasts a 4.6 rating, ranking 29th. He averaged 16.7 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 1.3 assists with a 27.6 PER. A highly efficient scorer, Freeman shot 63.8% from the field and provided strong rebounding and finishing. As an elite shot blocker and defensive presence, he'll fit well into Creighton's system, which should help him showcase his full potential. 30, Eric Daly Jr., 6'8" forward. Daly checks in at 30 with a 4.6 rating. He averaged 11.4 points, 4.0 rebounds, and 1.4 assists with a 21.1 PER. Daly connected on 37.8% of his three-pointers and contributed solid offensive efficiency in a complementary role for UCLA. 31, Nick Martinelli, 6'7" wing, Northwestern. Martinelli checks in at 31 with a 4.5 adjusted efficiency rating, averaging 20.5 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 1.7 assists. His 19.6 PER reflects his high usage scoring ability and his rise as a reliable offensive weapon for Northwestern. However, his net rating holds him back with a 112 offensive rating and a 108 defensive rating. 32, Tyler Bilodeau, 6'9" forward. Last season, he averaged 13.5 points, 4.6 rebounds, with a 20.7 PER. A versatile forward who stretches the floor with 40% shooting from three. Bilodeau brings a lot of efficiency to UCLA's front court. Despite being called out publicly by Cronin, he didn't transfer, which is somewhat surprising. 33, Malik Reneau, 6'9", Miami. He averaged 13.3 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 2.0 assists per game at Indiana with a strong 24.4 PER. A physical presence inside, Reneau was highly efficient around the rim, shooting 55.2% from the field while expanding his playmaking abilities. 34, Mark Mitchell, 6'9" forward, Missouri. He averaged 13.9 points, 4.7 rebounds, posting a 21.2 PER. A versatile forward, this move seemed to benefit both Mitchell and Duke last year. 35, Henry Visar, 7-foot forward, UNC, 4.5 adjusted efficiency rating. 36, Tobe Awaka, 6'8", Arizona. Awaka split time with Visar last year, but won't have to now and should shine. 37, Pettiford, 6'1" guard, Auburn. 38, Morez Johnson, 6'9" forward, Michigan, playing in a stacked post again with Yaxel and Mara. 39, Milos Uzan, 6'4" guard, Houston. A very good player, but not driving the value that Tugler or Sharp did. 40, Malik Dia, 6'9", Mississippi. This might be a surprise, but the numbers are the numbers. Dia was very valuable on both ends for a very good Ole Miss team. 41, Dane, 6'9" forward, Memphis. Finally showed what he can do per possession in a featured role. He was wrecking the Big Ten in limited minutes, so why would anyone be shocked he'd do it in a starter role at Memphis? Memphis also played an elite out-of-conference schedule. 42, Flory Badunga, 6'9", Kansas. Can be one of the best defensive bigs in the nation with a 92 defensive rating. Also posted a 23 PER and 125 offensive rating. 43, Josh Ojianwuna, 6'10", Baylor. Baylor really missed him down the stretch and in the tournament. He posted a 21 PER against a top 5 schedule, along with an insane 143 offensive rating. 44, Fletcher Lawyer, 6'4", Purdue. Perhaps a controversial pick, but Lawyer is an elite shooter with a 17 PER and 44% from three. His biggest knock is his 113 defensive rating, but he compensates with a 127 offensive rating and a .630 true shooting percentage as a guard. He's a valuable space provider for Smith and Kaufman Reneau. 45, PJ Haggerty, 6'3" guard, 4.2 adjusted efficiency rating. A usage monster, but, in my opinion, a little overrated nationally. 46, Donovan Dent, 6'2" guard, UCLA. A 20-point-per-game scorer on a top 40 team with a 23 PER for New Mexico. 47, Jackson Kohler, 6'9", Michigan State, 4.2 adjusted efficiency rating. Kohler drove a lot of Michigan State's value, even if it isn't immediately obvious. 48, Aiden Holloway, 6'1" guard, Alabama. Only averaged 11 points per game, but posted a 17 PER against one of the toughest schedules ever played. 49, Keyshawn Hall, 6'7" forward, Auburn, 4.2 adjusted efficiency rating, a 19 point per game score in the Big 12, though his defense is a question mark. 50, Malik Ewan, 6'10", forward, Arkansas, was number 1 in my JUCO rankings before Florida State and didn't do anything to change that. He was very productive in his one season in the ACC and will be a key part of Arkansas's talented front court this year, making his 4th stop. 51, Ernest Uday, 6'11" forward, Miami. Uday anchors Miami's defense with a 97 defensive rating, ranking 34th nationally. He's doing it mostly by himself with a 64% true shooting percentage. His fit with Malik Reneau at Miami could be challenging, but the interior talent is certainly there. 52, Yaxel Lindeborg, 6'9" forward, Michigan, 4.1 adjusted efficiency rating. This one might be controversial, but the numbers don't lie. He was awesome, but he also played against a weak one, and UAB was barely a top 100 team both years. That said, Michigan should be a great fit for him alongside other talented bigs. He'll play the facilitating role in a 2-big lineup, much like Danny Wolf did last year. 53, John Blackwell, 6'4" guard, Wisconsin, essentially matched A.J. Storr's stat line in guard's offensive system. 54, Felix Akpara, 6'11" forward, Tennessee, 4.1 adjusted efficiency rating. Tennessee's defense was a little worse than normal, but Akpara is still a valuable rim defender. His numbers might be impacted by what was ahead of him in the lineup, but he remains a key piece. 55, Vin Allen Lubin, 6'8", forward. Lubin has been great individually since transferring from Vanderbilt 2 years ago in a 28-minute per game role. Last year he really thrived once he played more. I'm surprised he returned, but with Visar's stretchability and height, Lubin could play more at power forward and roll to the rim. He's a per-minute beast, and his defense was tied for the best on the team with Washington. 56, Jaden Quaintance, 6'9" forward, Kentucky, tore his ACL, so it's uncertain how much he'll play next year. However, if he can get back to full health, he's an elite stocks player, steals plus blocks. 57, Tamin Lipsey, 6'1" guard, Iowa State. Lipsey had a bit of a down year last season, particularly on defense, but he led one of the nation's top defenses as a guard in previous seasons. I expect him to bounce back this season. 58, Seth Trimble, 6'3" guard, UNC. Trimble struggled with his three-point shooting last year, but plays much bigger than his size. He was UNC's best defending wing and an elite guard rebounder, also getting to the line and hitting free throws. If he can improve his three-point shooting, which is a big if, he can take his game to the next level. 59, Mason Falslev, 6'3" guard, Utah State, one of the top mid-major guards in the country. His numbers speak for themselves, and he's a key piece for Utah State. 60, Alex Karaban, 6'8" forward, UConn, 3.9 adjusted efficiency rating. Karaban had a solid year, but not a standout one. He has the potential to make more money by staying at UConn, as he could be an integral part of their system. 61, Miles Bird, 6'7" guard, SDSU. 62, Chase Ross, 6'4" guard, Marquette. 63, Jaden Bradley, 6'3" guard, Arizona. 64, Silas DeMary, 6'5" guard, UConn, 3.9 adjusted efficiency rating. 65, Dalen Swain, 6'7" forward, Texas. Swain doesn't shoot threes, but has a strong 62% true shooting percentage. His value comes from hustle stats and doing the dirty work for Texas. 66, Trey White, 6'7" forward, Kansas. Now that White was on a more successful team, he's thriving at Illinois. His true shooting percentage jumped to 62% against a tough defensive schedule, signaling real growth and increased value. Kansas fans are going to love another non-outside shooter in the role KJ Adams left. Many of the same frustrations likely coming, but White is a good player. 67, Deshaun Jackson, 6'10" Pitt. Jackson needs more minutes to showcase his full potential. He was a key defensive anchor at Iowa State and has shown he can handle starter minutes at Washington State and Charlotte. 68, Muhammad Diubat, 6'7" forward, Kentucky. A versatile forward who could be more impactful with a more defined role and minutes at Kentucky. Probably gets them early with Quaintance coming back from ACL. 69, Kylan Boswell, 6'2" guard, Illinois, 3.9 adjusted efficiency rating. Boswell struggled with his three-point shooting last year, but he put up solid stats against a great schedule. He's a good player who could improve if he works on his shooting consistency. 70, KJ Lewis, 6'6" guard, Georgetown. Lewis is a hard player to gauge. He doesn't shoot well, but contributes in other areas and did it versus elite competition. His game is a bit of a roller coaster. 71, Nick Davidson, 6'9" forward, Clemson, 3.8 rating. 72, Marcus Burton, 5'11" guard, Notre Dame. Burton is a volume scorer, but his size may limit his defensive impact. A 109 offensive rating is concerning. While he can score 20 points every night, it raises the question of whether he's truly making his teammates better. 73, Solomon Ball, 6'3" guard, UConn, 3.8 adjusted efficiency rating. 74, Dylan Mitchell, 6'8", forward, St. John's. 75, Toibu Lawal, 6'8" forward, Virginia Tech. 76, Paulius Morauskas, 6'9" forward, St. Mary's. 77, Bennett Sturts, 6'4" guard, Iowa, 3.7 adjusted efficiency rating. Sturts might catch some heat for his ranking, but his numbers aren't as impressive as expected, especially when considering his schedule, ranked around 110th. Playing 39-plus minutes per game is impressive, but likely inflated his stats. It'll be interesting to see how his game translates to the Big Ten. 78, Josh Dix, 6'6" guard, Creighton. Dix has a lot of potential, and moving to Omaha alongside his pick-and-roll partner Owen Freeman will help him develop further. 79, Ryan Conwell, 6'3" guard, Louisville. 80, Ian Martinez, 6'3" guard, uncommitted, coming off a great season for Utah State. 81, Robert Wright, 6'1" guard, BYU. Wright has some good moments but hasn't fully proven himself at the highest level yet, but is getting paid like he has. 82, Ruben Chinyelu, 6'11" forward, Florida, 3.7 adjusted efficiency rating. Chinyelu is an intriguing prospect, primarily as a defender and rim protector, but lacks the all-around game to be a major factor offensively. 83, James Scott, Louisville, 6'11", forward. Scott was very good in a 25-minute role last year. 84, Tyler Harris, 6'4" guard, uncommitted. 85, Mackenzie Magbako, 6'8" forward. Texas A&M. Magbako is a player with potential, but like many on this list, Texas A&M could provide the stage to do that. 86, Jackson Shelstad, 6' guard, Oregon, 3.7 rating. Shelstad is expected to rank highly in some other rankings, but he had the worst defensive rating on Oregon's team, which holds him back. His 15.8 PER is low, and while Oregon did face an elite schedule, his defensive concerns are a major issue in this model. 87, Braden Huff, 6'9" forward, Gonzaga. Huff is an interesting prospect at Gonzaga, but still needs to prove himself at a high minutes before he can be considered elite, but he is elite per possession. 88, Oscar Clough, 6'11" forward, Purdue. Clough led the nation in PER at 35.1, but it came against a weaker schedule, around 170th. His time at Washington State showed he could perform on an NCAA team in more of a defensive role. As loaded as Purdue is, he will be back in that lower usage role, I suspect, but he's very dangerous as an offensive weapon for Braden Smith as well. He should really help with the defense at the rim. 89, Malik Thomas, 6'5" guard. Thomas is currently uncommitted. 90, Robbie Avila, 6'10", forward, St. Louis. 91, Bryce Hopkins, 6'6", forward, St. John's. Hopkins' health is a major concern, and his fit with Ejiofor is a question mark. If healthy, he has the potential to be impactful, but he's yet to fully prove it. 92, Ian Jackson, 6'4" guard, St. John's, 3.6 rating. Jackson is touted as a potential point guard, but with less than 1 assist per game last year, the transition may be tough. It's uncertain how well he'll manage that role. 93, Zvonimir Ivasic, 7'2" forward, Illinois. Ivasic joining his brother adds intrigue, but he still needs to prove his worth in a competitive college program. 94, Quincy Ballard, 6'11", forward, Mississippi State. Ballard's shot-blocking potential is high, but he'll have more opportunities with Hubbard defending ahead of him. He can make an impact if he's able to use his length effectively. 95, Desmond Claude, 6'5" guard. Claude really needs to shoot better from the outside to take the next step. 96, Jalen Sellers, 6'4" guard, Providence. Sellers is solid but coming off injury. 97, Cameron Corhen, 6'10" center, Pitt. 98, Amani Hansberry, 6'8" forward, Virginia Tech, 3.6 rating. 99, Nick Pringle, 6'9" forward, Arkansas. 100, Keanu Dawes, 6'9" forward, Utah. Dawes is highly productive with a 25 PER, but he only played 19 minutes per game. He needs more time on the floor to show whether he can translate his efficiency into more consistent play. 101, Tucker DeVries, 6'9" forward, Indiana. DeVries is often highly rated by national outlets, with some placing him in the top 25. However, his actual production at the Power 5 level remains unproven. This rating reflects his last healthy season, and it's still unclear how he'll perform in the P5 environment, assuming he stays healthy and consistent. 102, Wesley Yates, Washington. 105, Rodney Rice, USC. 106, Jordan Pope, Texas. 107, John Mobley Jr., Ohio State. That wraps up the 3.5 adjusted efficiency rating tier, and we've reached the finish line for the list.